NBA players and professional sports players in general always wind up making massive purchases throughout their playing careers. The most often purchase those players make is expensive sports cars, mostly because they're starting their own car collection. And that's exactly the case when it comes to the Ball brothers. And no, not LiAngelo, I'm talking about Lonzo and LaMelo here. We don't know every single car that these guys keep hidden away, but we do know their favorites and can determine who has the better overall collection. Make sure you guys stick around until the end of the video too to hear a story about LaMelo that you might be interested in. Let's start this off with one of LaMelo's cars. Here we have a Rolls Royce Cullinan. LaMelo didn't even purchase this one, he received it as a gift shortly after he was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. It's completely blacked out with custom Vossen wheels and a bespoke cabin. There is a twin-turbo V12 engine with the capability of going from 0 to 62 miles per hour in a span of just 4.8 seconds. As it stands right now, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan can be purchased for a whopping $330,000. But something tells me that this isn't going to be the most expensive car we take a look at here today. Now, similarly, Lonzo picked up his first expensive car for his collection from a gift too. And that gift was a Rolls Royce Dawn. It's incredibly similar to LaMelo's and has a twin-turbo V12 engine just like the Cullinan. It has 570 horsepower and can reach the same miles per hour as LaMelo's car in just 0.1 seconds slower, clocking in at 4.9 instead of 4.8. Now, according to one of my sources, his car is completely blacked out on the inside, but with a nice red interior to give it a sleek design. This Dawn ended up costing whoever purchased it a little bit more than whoever purchased that gift for LaMelo. The car is currently being listed for about $368,850 on the market. So let's just recap these first two cars. In my personal opinion, I think that Lonzo takes this matchup. While LaMelo's car is absolutely gorgeous to look at, and it's barely ahead of Lonzo's in some areas, I just think that the Rolls-Royce Dawn is a little bit better. The two, though, are incredibly close right now, but as of right now, I have to say that they have a pretty even car collection. But let's keep on diving deeper and see if that changes. Eventually, you've got to be able to tell which one likes a sleeker design and which one loves that flashy, exotic type of car. The next car in LaMelo's collection is a Lamborghini Aventador. This car is a complete freak of nature, and that isn't even an over-exaggeration. The car has a V12 engine similar to the other ones in his collection, but it has over 700 total horsepower with the ability to go from 0 to 62 in just 3 seconds flat. It's only a two-seater, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in speed, as it can reach up to 217 miles per hour. The interior is pretty nice itself, and it should be for a car this incredible. The interior has carbon fiber seats with a cutting-edge screen interface. Moving back onto the outside of the car, you can tell that this beautiful Lambo is painted all black and even has those wing doors that you see when a car is seriously expensive. And that's exactly the case here, as this car lists for a whopping $417,650 on the market right now. Now, admittedly, Lonzo might be taking the loss on this matchup of cars, though it isn't because his is bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's more so that LaMelo is coming out here with that Lambo Aventador, while Lonzo is here throwing out a Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. The Dodge has a 6.2-liter V8 supercharged engine that has 840 horsepower inside of it. The interior, as always, has a terrific amount of technology inside of it to help out, and also has Bluetooth integration with a 6-speaker audio system. Surprisingly, this car can keep up with the Aventador pretty well. The Challenger can go from 0 to 60 in a little under 4 seconds and boast a top speed of 204, slightly less than the Lambo in both categories. The entire bodywork of the car is painted Vanta black with a red trim all over it. The front bumper also has a nice matte yellow color to round it all out. Shockingly, for a car this price, Lonzo got an absolute steal that I'm sure he's happy with. The Dodge only set him back $83,295, and that's about $350,000 less than the Aventador that LaMelo just flashed in his own collection. Now, as much as I absolutely love that Dodge Challenger that Lonzo owns, there's just no way that I can admit it's a better overall car than the Lambo Aventador. First of all, the Lambo is much faster with a higher top speed and a far better horsepower. The interior could be a little debatable as the Dodge looks amazing on the inside. However, those wing doors and the price tag just scream expensive and exotic car, even if you have no idea who is the one driving it. So I gotta give LaMelo the edge in these collections so far, heading into the next one. Okay, back to LaMelo now. He somehow landed himself a Lamborghini Urus with his contract money. And who could blame him, really? He did what probably any other teenager would do in that situation and got himself a flashy new car with the Lambo logo splashed onto it. Now, this one's got a ridiculous 650 horsepower and has the ability to go from 0 to 62 miles an hour in just 3.6 seconds. That's far faster than either of the other cars mentioned beforehand. He has incredible lighting and cutting-edge technology inside the car as well to really push it over the top. Also, if I'm correct here, LaMelo posted up next to this Lambo Urus a little bit ago before a game, and by the looks of it, the entire car is decked out in bright green, perfectly matching his outfit for that specific contest. Again though, I'm not fully sure if that was the right car, maybe he's just got two of them in different colors, but regardless of the paint job, the car costs less than the Rolls Royce Cullinan, going up to about $218,009 on average nowadays. Now, Lonzo has quite the match for that Urus himself with a completely decked out white Mercedes G-Wagon. He has a 5.5-liter V8 biturbo engine that reaches up to 563 horsepower. It is significantly slower than that Lambo from LaMelo earlier, unfortunately. It reaches 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds, and it's even slower than his other car. It only reaches a peak of 137 miles per hour, but it makes up for that with its insane interior. It screams luxury the second you take a peek into it. There's nothing but incredible design and great seats, while also having high-tech gadgets all over the place to assist him with whatever he needs. The car is in fact cheaper than his other one as well, going for about $190,000, and a pretty good amount cheaper than the Lambo. This one is definitely a lot closer than the previous matchup, but I still think that LaMelo once again pulls away with the superior car. He just loves himself these exotic cars, and really, who can blame him? The Urus looks phenomenal in the neon green, and despite the size of it, has some pretty stellar speeds and horsepower. Don't get me wrong, Lonzo's car is not bad either, but you can tell that he isn't really focused on flashiness or speed and is more so thinking about a luxury interior or exterior. Also, here's a little side story for those of you who've made it this far into the video. LaMelo Ball actually plans to be renting out his Rolls Royce that we talked about earlier to ladies in his area. That's not even a joke. This is something he's actually done and is still serious about doing. To be honest, I think this is a fantastic business move, letting people drive around in his beautiful car. He can rack in a little extra cash and still be able to drive it around himself whenever he feels like it. Anyways, I think that LaMelo is certainly in the lead right now, and this story gives him an even bigger edge in the competition. So, can you guys guess what LaMelo's next car is going to be? Is it going to be another exotic, or you think he's going to bring himself a little more down to earth in this next showing? Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Okay, so here it is. LaMelo is once again bringing out the big guns, purchasing a Ferrari 458 Italia. The car has a V8 engine and has 562 horsepower. And it's ridiculously fast too, just like some of the other cars he owns. I guess he's just got a need for speed. It can go from 0 to 60 in a matter of 3.4 seconds with a maximum speed of 202. It's once again just a two-seater, but has fantastic leather seats, an LCD projector, and a wildly good audio system. It also happens to be one of the safest cars he drives in, with side impact airbags accompanying an anti-lock brake system. The car was once again expensive, costing him $200,000 in order to bring it home. Flipping back over to Lonzo now, he owns a Porsche 911. The Porsche has a 3.6-liter flat-six engine that is able to generate up to 247 horsepower. It has an incredible 5-speed manual transmission system along with a gorgeous interior that features comfy seats, a leather steering wheel, and an AM/FM cassette stereo. It's a little bit more dialed back than the other cars we've talked about, considering there's barely any technology inside with just a simple and easy to understand dashboard with a little screen in the middle. It's also the cheapest one that we'll probably see either Ball brother roll around in, and has a couple different prices right now. The best guesses are that it ranges between $37,840 and $44,550. So finally, we've come to the end of the cars in their collections that we actually know about. We think each of these guys have other cars in their collections that are either too hard to get a name for, or they just haven't taken them out for a spin in public yet. From what we've gathered here though, I think it's pretty obvious that LaMelo is the winner with the better car collection overall, but Lonzo definitely has a lot more luxury in his collection, with more sleek type designs and cheaper cars in comparison to his younger brother. Just thinking about these last two cars we went over, Lonzo went fairly cheap going with the Porsche because of its incredible interior and nice design on the outside, while LaMelo, of course, once again went big with a Ferrari. These collections are bound to get bigger soon, too. Lonzo just cashed out on a massive payday with the Chicago Bulls for the next couple years, and LaMelo already looks like a max contract type of guy in the NBA. Expect these two dudes to go absolutely nuts with their collection in the next few years. So whose car collection do you guys think was better? Feel free to let us know in the comments below, and then go ahead and watch another one of our videos because it lets that YouTube algorithm know that we're doing a good job.